Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Confidence Leads to Success with me, Elif Köse. I have got Elysha Lenkin with me. She is a find your it factor woman, and she just wants to help you find your confidence through the power of fashion. And you know, me being fashion designer and want to empower women with their style, I couldn't help but invite this amazing woman to my interview series. Hello, Elysha, welcome.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me here today. I'm super excited for our conversation.
It is so good to have you. Ladies, Elysha is a former fashion editor turned style confidence expert who helps women feel confident with their clothes and create these unforgettable wardrobes and closet, as you would call it, and help you find that confidence. And she's helped so many celebrities and brands to create these through the magazines. And I really want you to tell us all about your journey, how you started, and how you help women, and why it is very important.
Yes, okay. So I got my start way back so long ago in the 90s. So this was before anybody knew what the job stylist was. Nobody knew the job stylist. There was no hashtag BTS. There was no Instagram. There were no influencers there. So I always had to explain to everyone exactly what it was that I did for a living. And I remember going out to dinner when I first met my husband. He's my husband now, but back then he was my boyfriend. And I went out with his parents for dinner to meet them. And they were just asking, so what is this? What exactly do you do? And I said, I shop for a living. That is exactly what I do. So I got my start working on commercial shoots. I worked with big brands, magazines, and celebrities. And I did this for a really long time. And I loved it. It was so much fun working with other creatives, hair and makeup. You have set designers, you have photographers, directors, camera people. So I love the team and I love being in that environment. But what I started doing was I started working on the side because I was a freelance fashion stylist.
Mm-hmm.
And as a freelancer, I was always looking for my next gig because I never quite knew when the jobs were going to come. So I started a little bit of a side hustle, and my side hustle was styling private clients. So I started working with individual women, and these were just real women. We call them real women because basically back in the industry, what they would call people who weren't models or weren't celebrities, they were called real people. And so I did a lot of real people shoots as well when I was as a commercial stylist. But when I started my side hustle, it was working with everyday real women, just like me, just like you. And what I noticed was that these women who were quite successful in their careers or with their
Mm-hmm.
families, they could be happily married. But what I noticed was that they were struggling to get dressed. A lot of times it had to do with the body. They'd start their day in this battle between the body and the wardrobe, and they would end up with a pile of clothing on their bed. I call that the pile of frustration because they would put something on and then it didn't fit or they didn't like it,
It
so
wouldn't
they'd toss
suit
it on the
them,
bed.
yeah.
And so I started to see this was happening with real women. And then that's when I realized that my unique talents would be better served working with these real women to show them how to dress their bodies, to show them what to wear that gave them confidence, and to make it easy and even fun for them to get dressed. So that is what I do now is I help every day. I help real women. I help them use their clothes to create confidence. And I do this working one-on-one with my private clients. And then I also do this in group programs because what I've noticed is that women love to come together and they
Oh,
love to
yes.
talk about clothes. So that's what I
Yay!
do today.
It's so good. Do you know, I have, as you know, many of you know, who follow me, I'm a fashion designer and I have been in this industry now well over 14 years, um, and worked with so many fashion stylists and consultants. And we all seem to discuss the same thing, how so many women seem to have so much clothes in their wardrobe, but they can't seem to find anything to wear. And having someone like you in on their backs to actually tell them, no, you have a lot to wear. We just need to find your style and your colors and then you're going to feel confident to just get out the house every day.
Yeah. So here's what I've noticed. When women have a lot of clothing in their closet and they feel like they have nothing to wear, it's because they have a lot of clothes, but they have a lot of clothes for a previous version of who they were, right? So they've changed. These women have
Yes.
changed, and that's completely normal because we all change. If we didn't change, that would
Yeah.
be abnormal. So they've changed. Maybe their body changed. Maybe they've gained weight. Maybe they've lost weight. Maybe they've gotten older, or maybe their lifestyle changed. Their job situation changed. Maybe they're no longer working in corporate anymore. Now they're entrepreneurs, or maybe they're getting promotions in their job, right? So they're changing their body or their lifestyle, and then their clothes are staying the same. So what happens is they look in their closet and there's all these clothes there, but they're not seeing anything
It
they
doesn't
want.
match what's inside either. Their
That's exactly it.
desires and the way they see themselves. It's just not the same. I wouldn't be in the clothes that I loved wearing in my early 30s, but it's not me anymore. I
That's
love looking
exactly
at
it.
myself in my photographs, but I wouldn't wear them necessarily now.
And then what happens is when you put on those older clothes is you put them on and you feel off. There's something not quite right because those clothes are not expressing who you are today. And also they're not expressing who you're becoming, the person that you are becoming. So,
Yes.
so when women say I have nothing to wear, it's that they really are just dealing with a closet full of mismatched clothing. Their clothing no longer matches who they are and who they've become.
All you need is a good old decluttering. And
Yes.
Elysha Lenkin to help you go through it all.
Yes, because I believe that we can have less clothes, but just better options. That's
That's
some of the things.
it.
One of my styling clients, I would help her declutter and edit her wardrobe. She
Mm.
would get rid of bags and bags of clothing, and then she would tell me, "I feel like I have so much more to wear now."
No,
Because they're the right clothes, and all that clutter,
absolutely.
it just creates stress, it creates overwhelm, it makes you feel bad if your clothes aren't fitting you anymore, you feel bad about your body, and it's your body is never the problem, it's the clothes. So letting go of those clothes is going to clear so much, and it's going to create space for who you are today and who you are becoming.
Not only in your wardrobe, in your head. You don't have to worry about what fits you or what doesn't. You're going to only have. It's just like going into a room full of your best friends, isn't it? It's like you go into a big party and there's all your girlfriends there to have fun. That's how your wardrobe should be.
And you want to talk to all of them.
Yeah, yeah, that I love that. So, when you talk about the style confidence, how is there a process that you walk people through for women? Like what are the processes that you walk through so it kind of sinks in with them rather than it's just a one of a session and then they still have got nothing to wear.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I actually don't even offer one-off sessions. That's not the way I work at all. I am
Makes
helping
sense.
my clients become style confidence, and this doesn't happen in one session, unfortunately. So,
Yeah.
so the way that it works is style confidence. Before you can get style confidence, you really have to raise your self-awareness. You have to become more aware of who you are, how you want to look, how you want to feel in your clothes, and also your body, your physical traits. What is your body shape? How are you standing in space, right? What are your
Hmm.
proportions, right? And then looking at the physicality of your hair, your skin, and your eyes, right? What is your coloring? There are some colors that are going to make you look vibrant and feel alive, and there are other colors that aren't going to do that. So really
That's right.
gaining the awareness of who you are, how you want to feel, and what you currently look like, right? What is your current body shape? What is your current coloring? And let's put that all together and create a vision of what's possible for your personal style.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Like, what would you say is the biggest misconception about confidence?
I think that people don't realize that confidence comes through practice. So a lot of women that I meet, they're frustrated and they're frustrated with their bodies or their wardrobes, and they're struggling to get dressed, or they're stuck in a rut wearing the same thing, and they don't feel style confident at all. And they don't understand that in order to gain style confidence, you just have to get in there and you have to start practicing. So what that looks like is getting self-aware, right, of who you are, how you want to look, and your physical traits, and start putting your outfits together, start getting dressed, start wearing new things, start experimenting. It may not always come together how you wanted, and that is part of the practice, right? You learn when something doesn't work, you learn why it didn't work so that you know next time what to do better. And then you just keep practicing. So confidence comes through action. You really want to get in your wardrobe and you want to start trying new things and you want to start putting your outfits together, because what happens is you start to get a hit. You'll have an outfit that you feel really good in, and maybe you'll get some feedback from people, other people. They'll tell you, oh, wow, you look fabulous today, right? So you start to get feedback from other people, and that's how you build your confidence. And then you build from there. You go back at it, you do it again, you put together another outfit, you try something new, and your confidence just increases until it becomes second nature. Then getting dressed becomes effortless, and you know what to wear, you know what feels good, and you know how to put all your clothes together that are in your wardrobe.
I think what happens is a lot of women just misunderstands the style with fashion, because you can just find something on a window display of a very good brand, and you can look very fashionable, but it doesn't necessarily shows your style. So you might just wear that latest fashion on you, but it reflect you doesn't reflect your style. Therefore your confidence really just sucks. Really, I
Well,
see so many women. As you know, I started my journey in fashion as an alteration girl. So I used to have these women come in, especially women who used to work in estate agencies or in banks, and they always had to wear suits, like jackets and trousers, or jackets and skirts. And they used to come in to just get the basic alterations of shortening the length of the trousers or the sleeves, and that would be the only thing. And they would always come out the changing room going, "Ugh, I hate suits. They never suit me, but I've got to wear these." And I remember just pinning them up and just shortening and adding extra darts, and they would suddenly go, "Oh, it's not that bad. I actually look better than I thought I would do." Because when you wear the right size and the right length of a jacket and right shape for your trousers, you suddenly look taller and you feel better, don't you?
I'm a huge fan of having alterations. This is something that I do regularly. In fact, I recently bought a pair of black denim and I love them. They're these cropped flare denim jeans. They felt really good, but they were too big in my waist. And
Mm-hmm.
I just, having alterations done is a commitment. You've got to find the time, you've got to spend some money. So I was like, let me just see what happens. I'll just wear it with my belt because I love belts. And I would wear it with my belt and it looked fine. But finally, I had to go to the tailor for some other alterations. I was like, oh, bring the black jeans. And
Yeah.
I had the waist taken in. And it's a whole different game. I
Yeah.
feel so much better because now those pants are custom for
Yeah.
me. So I am a huge fan of having alterations done and getting your clothes to fit your body as your body is today. And I know it's a commitment because, again, you have to have the time, then you have to wait a week or however long it takes to get your garments and spend some
Uh,
money, but definitely worth it.
it's absolutely worth it, because I'd rather wear right fitting jacket than trousers than overly large, because it just doesn't give you anything.
Yeah, and you can also update your clothes this way. I had a very boxy blazer that I had bought a while ago, and then I just stopped wearing it because I wasn't wearing the boxy blazers anymore. And then I said, you know what? I love this blazer. It's a beautiful fabric. I love the color. I'm just going to go have some darts put in so that it became a fitted blazer, and then I wear it all the time. So you can use it to change your size and get them tailored to fit your body, but you could also change the style of specific garments as well by having alterations done.
I love it. It's not the clothes. It's not you. It's the clothes, ladies. It's not you. It's the clothes.
Yeah, so
Get them altered.
choose your clothes
Yeah.
well, and if they're not
Mm.
perfect, then get them fitted and tailored so that they are.
I love it. I know you've when you worked in in publications, you've helped Carrie Underwood, Serena Williams, Tina Fey, and my favorite woman in the world, Oprah Winfrey magazine.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Yeah, well, I used to do a lot of magazines. So in the 90s, in the early 2000s, that was my bread and butter, was doing magazine shoots. We called them editorial shoots, and I did a
Mm.
lot of lifestyle pictures. So it
Are
would be
these like
models.
these the photographs that we see in magazines, like these models just posing and with the bags and things? So those kind of photographs where you're styling.
So I was a fashion market editor. That's what I
I
did
love
for a
those
while.
photos.
So for that, my job as a fashion market editor, my job was to call in. The story would be like 7 smooth like butter leather jackets. So then my job would be to call the showrooms, the designers, and to get not just 7. They want 7 in the article, but I would have to call in about 30, because my job
Wow.
as a stylist is about providing options. That's what I do. I do that for my clients now. My clients need new jeans. I don't show them 1, 2 pairs of jeans. I show them 10 pairs of jeans, because you got to get the right one. So that would be my
Yeah.
job as a fashion market editor, would be to call in the different, whatever the story was about, whatever the trend was at the time. And I would have lots of options. And then you would have the picture of the model who's just looking fabulous in her leather jacket.
Love it. Love it. I would like to do that as a job sometime, just for fun. Just for fun.
Yeah, it's a changed industry right now. I don't think as many people are reading magazines the way they were back when I
I
was studying
agree.
them.
I totally agree. So I know you're a mum to your 2 beautiful children. How do you balance being a mum and a busy fashion stylist?
Well, I have to say my kids are teenagers now, so that really helps.
Okay.
When my kids were younger, I was freelance, so I could choose when I wanted to work. I never worked full time, and so I prioritized my kids, and I did spend a lot of time with my kids, and I worked less. Now that they're getting older, they can move around. They move around New York City by themselves now. They don't need me to pick them up or take them places. So that's
Oh,
given me a lot more flexibility in my schedule, and so having them older, I would say, really, really definitely helped. And when they were younger, I prioritized my kids, and I wanted to be that mom that was there for them. So I worked less when they were younger, and now that they're older, I can work more.
I love that. Honestly, I really want every single woman to have that financial and time freedom that they can actually be with their children if that's the choice they have. I mean, I have a 4-year-old now. I'm at the beginning of being a busy mum and running my businesses. But the freedom of having your own business and being able to choose when and where to work. It's a blessing. It
Yeah,
really
it really
is.
is. And it's just prioritizing, because every
Mm.
woman, I know women who work full time with small kids, and that's their choice, right? So it's really just prioritizing what matters to you. And it was not the kind of thing that I really thought about, because I was very busy. I was doing a lot of magazine editorials, and then I got pregnant. And then I wasn't that I had consciously decided, oh, I'm going to work less. I didn't know that. I didn't know that until my first was born. And it's funny, because back then I also did a lot of children's shoots, and I did parenting magazine and things like that. So I remember bringing my kids in for these shoots, and they would be models in these magazines, and I would have my kids
Oh,
with me
lovely.
on these jobs, on those kids shoots. They would come, and that's really special, because number one, they were there with me while I was working, and now we have these, they're almost like scrapbook mementos. We've got these pictures of my kids as
Oh.
babies in these magazines. So that's just a
Oh,
sweet
how
little time capsule.
adorable. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Well, I have got my fashion show coming up in September in New York City, and I'd love to invite you as well. I
Yeah,
think you would
keep me
enjoy it.
posted.
I will do that for sure. Honestly, it's been a real good chat. I'm going to ask you last question about your definition of confidence for women who are listening and
My definition
your
of
tip.
My definition of okay. So my definition of confidence is when you are in your full expression. You are being who you are in full glory. And that is to me what confidence looks like. And when you're in it and when you're expressing it, you know what it feels like. So that's what the definition of confidence is to me.
Gorgeous. Just be who you want to be, who you are. You don't need to fit in.
Yeah.
Just be who you are.
It's about
Beautiful.
aligning within. You want to align within yourself. You don't have to worry about fitting in. I always say to get dressed for how you want to feel and not what other people think.
That's good. That's strong. But most people, unfortunately, it seems to be we have got that societal pressure on women. They feel like they've got to be in a certain way. They've got to be dressed in a certain way. They've got to, because of their age or their position in the business, and we're going to break that. We're going to break that
Yeah.
stigma.
Yeah, that we all can break that. And the way that we break that is we embody the change within ourselves, start doing it within yourself, and that's how the change starts.
Love it. Love it, ladies. Thank you so much, Elysha. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on this call. And I'm going to leave all your contact details. If anybody has got nothing to wear in their wardrobes, I am sure you're going to help them to find and take them in shopping in their own wardrobe.
Yeah, closet shopping. I'm a big closet shopper. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, my site, ElyshaLenkin.com, has lots of free styling tutorials to help you feel more confident in your clothes. So definitely check out the blog section on ElyshaLenkin.com.
Love it. Thank you so much, Elysha. Thank
Thank,
you.
thank you for having me.
Thank you, ladies, for joining me on today's episode. I'd like you to come to the next one because I have got amazing women lined up, just like Elysha, sharing their wisdom and their expertise and to inspire and empower you through the power of fashion, style, well-being, health, and wealth. Hope to see you in the next episode. Bye.